Hey everyone, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
Join us for the weirdest cruise cabin we've ever had on the Star Princess.
Let's go!
All right, so this is our balcony cabin, believe it or not. It's the weirdest room we've ever stayed in on a cruise. It's cabin 14101 on the Star Princess, and this also has a similar equivalent on the Sun Princess as well, so it can go for either ship. But it's massive. It's just a balcony, that's how we booked it. But let's show you what it's actually like. And we're gonna start over here with just the amount of space. Like you can just tell if you've seen any kind of other one of our videos or just, a different cruise ship room, like there's so much space here. We have some luggage because it's the first day, they're delivering all the luggage. Our ladder here, which is for this bed up high, that'll come down because we actually do have 4 of us in this room. And then our couch over here. And this actually will flip upside down and become a bed as well. We'll show you guys what that actually looks like once our stateroom steward does it all for us. But the couch, it's actually pretty comfortable. That's a good thing if you're not using it as a bed. If you are using it as a bed though, you're not really going to get to use this again as a couch. It's just going to be a bed for the rest of your sailing. So keep that in mind. You'll lose use of the couch if you have a 3rd or 4th guest in here. And then they give us this little table. So good little coffee table if you want to have, a drink or anything by your bed or by the couch. So one of the reasons that this room is so weird is because you can see there's this huge divider in the middle of the room, which is nice because these guests have separate privacy from these guests. However, on this side of the wall, you do have a TV, and David will go over that like he normally does in a minute. On this side, there's no TV. So even though you have a couch, even if you don't have a 3rd or 4th guest, you're not going to be able to watch TV sitting on your couch. I think that's a little weird. I know in like mini suites, they normally have 2 TVs. So it's strange to me that they didn't just put one extra one in here. Probably because it's only a balcony room and they normally only have 1 per balcony room. But, it's a bigger room. I think it should have 2 TVs. At the end of the couch, there's some shelving and you have some glasses and below it your ice bucket. So you can go get your ice or ask your stateroom steward to fill it up for you. There's also a normal US plug and an international plug right here. And down below it, you do have a little drawer that has a hairdryer. And this is a dry bar hairdryer. They are really nice and you can use it while you're in the room. But if you take this home with you, they will charge you a lot of money. So just keep that in mind. It's a really nice hairdryer to use, but you can buy it if you want. It's just going to be pretty expensive. And then down below that is the fridge. So open it this way, and we actually are elite status with Princess, so we got some items included called the mini bar for us. So they're already in there, and it doesn't feel that cold, but the back wall feels cold, so we'll see if it keeps things cold later. So there's actually a huge vanity mirror here, and it does light up. We'll show you that switch in a minute, but it's really good lighting. It's natural lighting, and you can also get some natural lighting coming in from the balcony, so that's really nice. And down below that, we do have the room phone. And this just has some basic presets here. If you want room service or you want to call the spa or get housekeeping, all those buttons are included there for you. And down below, there's 2 drawers actually. They're pretty much the same size and everything. And they are soft close. I can push it pretty hard and it's still soft close, so that's really nice. And a chair to sit in at the vanity. It is actually pretty cushiony. It's not bad. And you'll have a little trash can underneath as well.
All right, right here we have the plugs. These are all the plugs for the desk area. Now you do have a US plug, USB, USB, USB-C, USB-C, US plug. This is a lot of plugs, especially for a cruise ship. And when you come over here, it is an international plug for you also. And now this is the light switch Rachel hit to turn the vanity light on and off for you. And this is just a phone cord or Ethernet port, but it looks like it's just going straight into the phone. So don't mess with that. That will make your phone stop working. But the rest of this is awesome. This is super accessible. It's in a great spot. If you're working from the desk, you're going to be incredibly happy. And I will mention the desk size. We have a ton of water on here already. But the length of it is huge. Like, it's massive. If you have a bunch of devices, you're going to be very, very happy because this is just like the perfect space. And I think part of that is because the room layout is kind of wonky in here, that it's made like a really, really big desk space that you wouldn't normally get. So I really like that. I think that's awesome. And you have a floor to ceiling mirror here. It is massive. But here you have like actually a really nice television. It's an LG TV, so if you're using a universal remote, you're going to want to pre-program that to an LG code. And all your ports are going to be over here on this side. Now, this is pretty thin. You can see my hand's not really able to fit back there very easily. That's pretty unfortunate, but we're going to figure it out. We'll make Rachel do it with her tiny hands. All right, now on this particular setup, it's not very tilty. It's not doing its job. It's pretty much bolted to the wall, and we never recommend pulling or tugging or doing anything with these TVs. Just leave them the way they are. If you can't reach it easily, do not mess with it. It's going to cause bigger headaches than it's worth. And now to me, it's a little weird that it doesn't pivot because this room is so massive. It has this wonky shape. Now, if you were over in that corner, you could probably still see it, but it would have been nice if this had a little tilt to it so you can kind of maneuver the room or take advantage of the way the room is shaped. But unfortunately, it doesn't have that. It's not particularly accessible. This is probably an 8 out of 10 difficulty, I would say. If you're not very used to reaching behind small spaces for these HDMI ports, it's not going to be a very fun time. So I just wouldn't recommend it for this particular setup.
And that brings us over to the main bed area, and that is actually where your entire closet space for the entire room is. So even if you have guests 3 and 4, they have their own kind of secluded bed space, but the closets will be shared. And what's nice about these is the light actually turns on when you open the door.
That's cool.
And so you have all your hangers up here, but they're like a short hanger space and then a long hanger space. They did give us 2 laundry bags and like a plastic kind of beach bag type of Princess branding. So you can use that and you can take that home with you. And then underneath you do have some shelves, and they gave us 2 beach towels. There's more of us in here than that, so we'll need more if we want to use them. But a decent amount of storage. And then you also have more storage beside that. This big door opens up and you just start having shelves, including your safe. And it's very small, like, and it wants to close automatically. But yeah, you definitely can't fit like any large electronics in it. It's really probably just good for your passports and some cash and any jewelry that you want to put in there. And then more shelves, including some drawers. And these are actually pretty deep, so you can fit a lot of stuff in there. And there's 3 of them, and they're just all the same. And this room is also kind of weird because we've stayed on the sister ship to this before, and these closets are normal, but there's a 3rd closet. Let's see. The 3rd closet is very tiny and is where you keep your life vests, and then just one really tall, deep shelf. It's very strange.
That is weird.
Yeah, and the door opens in a weird way, so it's not probably going to be utilized that much, I don't think. And both sides of your bed are the same, but you can get them separated into 2 twins if you want. So either way, you're going to have this lamp here, which turns on down below, and we'll show you those in a minute. And then you're also going to have this reading lamp, and it's kind of like a spotlight. It turns on automatically when you open it up from the wall. And you can kind of maneuver it a little bit, but it's kind of a strange, like, it's too bright for reading in my opinion. And
It's
you're going
very
to blind
bright.
somebody in the middle of the night if you turn that on. And then down below you have some plugs. So you have one USB, one USB-C, and then one US plug. This is just blank, like there's not a switch there or anything. You also have light switches. And then each side of the bed has one little table. And this table has a shelf on top, and then a drawer. It was hard to pull out, but it's a pretty small drawer. And down below, just another shelf. So good amount of storage on your bedside. For 4 of us, we are probably going to have a stretch to fit all of our stuff.
So on this bedside, exact same stuff Rachel just showed you guys, nothing too crazy. And over here is the bed. And they got some pretty nice looking pillows. Now, we don't use these kind of pillows when we're sleeping in the bed. So I'm just going to move them over while we do a bed test real quick. And if you don't know, Princess's pillows are awesome. And these are all full of feathers. Now, I really like these kind of pillows, but they're not really for everybody. If you have like an allergy to feather pillows or something like that, you can let the room steward know. And don't replace them with some that don't really aggravate your allergies too much. So I love these pillows. I love these beds as a whole. And again, if you're more into firmer type beds, you might not really appreciate the Princess beds as much as we do. I like the plushier, fluffier type beds. So I'm going to do a bed test. I'm very, very excited now because this is the Star Princess. This is the newest ship in the fleet. So I'm very, very excited. I hope the beds stayed pretty much the same. Honestly, that's what I'm hoping for right now. So here we go. Now I do have the comforter on here, so it might be a little fluffier than normal. I'm sorry, guys. It's just too good. We should have done the beds last because I'm just so cooked now. It's like a 9 out of 10, sweetie. So for me personally, when we're doing like really long itineraries and have a lot of excursions, if we're in the Caribbean and it's very, very hot, I've just been drained. This is like the dream bed for me. It's just so plush. It's like cradling my big body on little pillows of clouds. I love this bed. I'm sorry, I really do.
So David did his bed test, and as you can see, like, he loves these beds. I'm a little bit of a harder sleeper, meaning, well, it's harder for me to sleep, so I'll be the true judge. Oh, okay. Just sitting on it, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay.
You get it?
I get it. Yeah. Like the pillows, it's a combination between the pillows, the comforter, and the actual bed itself, I think. They're all just working together to make it feel like you're on a cloud. And we both like really soft beds, and so I think that's why these are so perfect for us. But again, like, if you need a firmer bed, you probably are going to have to ask for a topper, because this is so plush and nice and just relaxing. So I too will give this a 9 out of 10.
Boom. All right, and here's your super sophisticated thermostat. Now, if you couldn't hear the sarcasm in my voice, it was definitely there. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, the cooler goes all the way down to the bottom. This light will fill up as we go along here. I'll get my hand out of your way there. And so as I push warmer, you got to give it a pretty good push there. You'll see all the lights light up. So warmer, obviously, pretty self-explanatory, right? You're just making the room hotter or colder. Unfortunately, you don't really get a way to see what it thinks the room temperature is. So when you have auto mode, it can't really detect what the room really does feel like for people, unfortunately. So that's kind of the downside with this. So obviously the on and off button just lets you turn it on and off. You have auto and manual. We usually keep it on auto, and that's been okay for us in the past. So we're gonna leave it on that for right now. I can physically hear the fans going. So then the plus and minus on here, it only affects the manual mode. Again, I just leave it on auto, feel it out, start out that way. And if you do end up having to flip it to manual and that's still not working for you, you can always try to request a fan, like a box fan from the room steward. And if they have them available, they'll bring them down for you, hook you guys up. There's no extra cost for anything like that. So that's kind of the setup right now. I'm not particularly happy with these, but more recently, these have been okay-ish for us. I felt like the rooms do actually get cold, so we'll see how it goes. All right, and just below the thermostat, I figured I'll talk to you guys about these light switches here. These are for the bathroom, actually. So your light switches are always outside your bathroom on cruise ships. And this one here is for the main lighting of the bathroom. But this one here, which I think is a little weird, is actually the vanity light. You would think the vanity light switch would be next to the vanity because you're not always going to use it. Or if you were going to use it, I don't think you'd like trigger it from outside the room. I think it's a little bit weird. But overall, the lighting here actually gets crazy. Like, there's a lot going on in here. It's pretty nice. But Rachel's going to talk to you guys about that. I just wanted to point out the light switches for you guys, that they happen to be on the outside of the room.
All right, so David kind of talked about the light already, but the vanity mirror is nice and big, and it's well lit. It's good, like, natural lighting, so it's not too warm or too cold.
Yeah.
And you have a sink down below it, and that's just like a normal sink. Like, it's not granite or anything, but it is a pretty good surface. And they do give you liquid hand soap as well as body lotion, and they're both Beekman 1802, so a good brand name. That's actually the same thing they'll have in the shower for your shampoo and conditioner. And there's 3 glass shelves over to the side of the vanity, so a decent amount of shelving. The tallest shelf is kind of too tall. Like,
Yeah.
who's gonna use that? And I mean, nobody in our party is tall enough to use it, I don't think. So it's kind of weird. I feel like it's a little bit of wasted space, but oh well. And some washcloths. There's also a shaver port over there. It is just for shavers. It is not for a normal plug. So don't try to plug your curling iron or hairdryer in there. And then over on that side, you also have tissues and your toilet paper There's more toilet paper underneath too, if you can replenish it if you don't want to call your stateroom steward to get more. And your toilet is just a normal toilet, as well as your trash can. And your towel storage is underneath. And for your shower, it is enclosed, which is wonderful. And they have a clothesline that you can hang, your wet bathing suits or whatever on to dry them off because you're not supposed to put them out on your balcony. And your shower head actually looks pretty nice. It looks like it has multiple settings and you can adjust the height of it, which is also really nice depending on, if you're taller or shorter. There's one little shelf in the corner and it's really high as well. The placement of it's kind of strange in my opinion, but at least there's a shelf, I guess. And there's your Beekman 1802 body wash, conditioner, and shampoo, all included. And there's a railing in case it's a rocky sea day, you need some extra stability in the shower. Your switches to turn it on and off are actually right by the entryway instead of over by the shower head, which I find really useful because then you can adjust them without having to get wet while you're trying to figure out what the right temperature is. And there's a little shelf to put your foot on if you need to shave your legs or anything else. It's really useful, especially for stability when it is rocky at sea and you're trying to shave. Hello over there. So David is standing really far away from me because that's how big this room is. There's so much space. Like this is the bathroom door. Like the balcony's over there. The bed is I don't know, 10 feet away. There's so much space and they're kind of underutilizing it in a way. Like I don't know what you could put here because there is a bathroom door and a balcony, but there's just so much space. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So David's he's all the way across the room. But there's also a light switch for the whole room over here, and this one is a normal light switch. So down once for off and up, and then you press it again and all of them come on. So normal light switch over here, but there's nothing over here, so I have no idea why you would actually come over here to turn the lights on or off. But that leads us into the balcony, which is another really weird and unique feature to this room. So you have normal, shades like you would on any balcony, and you have a blackout one here as well, so you can block out all the sun. But if we go out on our balcony, it's huge.
I'll go first.
So this is just as big as the room. Look at this. You can do cartwheels. You can sing The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music out here and spin in circle. I don't know. I'm going as far as I think.
Bye, Rachel.
We're so far. It's so crazy. I don't know what you would do in this space.
It looks like you could put a ping pong table there.
You could put a pool table in here. You can put a ping pong table in here. But unfortunately, all we have is two little chairs. So,
womp womp.
Two chairs and a little table. Which, that's nice. It's good that we have chairs. But I do wish we had more. We did ask our room steward. She said because it is a sold out cruise, she didn't know if we could get additional chairs. So we're trying, but we don't know. We'll let you guys know what happens with that. Because it would be nice. You could fit 6 loungers out here if you wanted to. So it's really nice. But it is covered. So that's really nice. Even if it rains, we're going to be able to have enough cover. And if you'd like to know what the captain's up to at any given time, he's right up there. So he can be creeping on you. You can creep on him. That's just, how it works. It's a very, very different balcony from any balcony we've ever seen or had. And I don't know. I think we're going to like it. I've heard rumors that they could close our balcony off to us at certain times of day, or if it's way too windy, we might not be able to come out here. We'll obviously let you guys know that in our final thoughts and review. But the sheer amount of space is ridiculous.
I feel like we can't do it justice. It's impossible to pick it up on the camera.
Yeah. So it's giant. Just think about the biggest balcony you've seen and probably double it.
Yeah, it's almost like the size of a wraparound balcony, but all in a straight line.
Yeah. So it's huge. Hopefully we can get more chairs out here. We'll give you some updates on what that looks like. Thanks everybody for joining us for our tour of stateroom 14101 on the Star Princess. And this really was the weirdest room we've ever seen on a cruise or had on a cruise. I think it had some quirks, but it turned out to be a really good room.
Yeah, I made the request for the loungers. So if you take this room and the loungers are still here, you're welcome. I love you guys. But overall, I will say like the room design, although it's weird, I do really like the room design. And now there are a couple things I don't like about it.
Yeah, I think the wall that separates the sitting area from the bed is actually nice because if you have people, there is a good divide, but there's no TV on the other side. So I feel like basically this is a deluxe balcony room that they made like 2 or 3 times as big, but they didn't actually add more perks for it.
Yeah.
And so it's not really, I don't know. It just seems kind of like the extra space was an afterthought.
Hmm.
I feel like they could have engineered it better or organized the space better.
Super, super weird. There's nothing like it, honestly. And I appreciate the extra space. I really do. I could see like if you needed a crib or something in
Yeah.
in a room, this would actually be a pretty
Or
nice
if you
setup.
feel claustrophobic at
Hmm.
all, like this is the perfect room for you because
Yeah.
there's so much space.
Yeah, there really is, and yeah, and there are other things I don't like about the room, but we'll get into some of those details. But the existence of the space and being in the physical space, we had 4 people in the room, and it didn't feel overwhelming at all. It
No.
was literally
Plenty of
perfect.
space, plenty of plugs,
Yeah, yeah.
which is wonderful. Like each bedside had so many plugs, the desk has so many plugs. So yeah, I haven't had an issue at all like with that.
Overall, I do really, really like it. I would recommend this room for a lot of different reasons. I do think it's a ridiculously good value in terms of price per square inch,
Yes.
essentially. So,
We got it on a balcony offer.
mhm.
So I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you do need a crib. I think that's actually going to be like a perfect use of that space, that extra
Yeah,
space. You can ask your stateroom steward if they can get you maybe an extra chair for one of the corners if
that'd be
you need
nice.
that. But we just asked for an outdoor chair and these loungers, and we have plenty of outdoor space left.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you could
crazy.
still do some cartwheels out here if you want.
It's really crazy. I feel like the shower is problematic. I don't like the shower very much. I feel like the water pressure is terrible. Even with the adjustable head, it's very, very minuscule in terms of its power. I do not like that at all.
Well, and it's not just bad pressure,
Yeah,
but the hotness actually kind of goes
it
in and
does. Yeah, it
out,
fluctuates.
which is kind of weird. I've never had that, but I think it's because we're on the very front of the ship, maybe, and so the water's having a harder time getting to us, maybe. But I agree. Like overall, I love having the enclosed shower with no curtain,
That's amazing. Yeah.
but the pressure is not great. I do think the lighting is kind of a weird thing
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
Switches are in odd places, probably because they're meant to be in certain places with a normal sized room, and so they just kind of threw them in random places with the bigger room. Like there's a light switch for the entire room over in like the dead space between the bathroom door and the balcony that doesn't like make any sense. And then also just the fact that like the overhead lights are all or nothing. So even though the room is huge, all the lights are turning on or none of the lights are turning on. And so it is not very good when you have 4 people and like 2 of them are over by the desk and want to get ready and 2 of them may be asleep or one of them may be asleep in the bed. The lighting isn't really able to be controlled that well per the space.
Yeah, that's another really weird quirk with the room. Other than that, though, that hasn't been like a super big issue. We just thought it was worth mentioning
Yeah.
because it's a little weird. We're talking about how weird the room is as a whole. What's your favorite thing about the room?
Well, my favorite thing about the room is not just this room. I imagine it's in every room on this
Yeah,
lovely
I
ship.
know where you're going.
And that is the bed.
Yeah, it is the bed.
The bed is amazing. It's so soft. The pillows are great. It's probably the best princess bed we've
Yeah,
ever been on.
I
And
think
theirs are
so.
my favorite cruise ship beds. So,
Yep.
so soft, so plush. And I will say though that my mom and my sister have been sleeping
Yep.
on the couch and the pull down bed, and
They
they said they are
they
not
hate
good.
them.
So if you have a third and fourth guest in the room, you might enjoy the bed, and
Yeah.
they might have a hurt neck in the morning.
Yeah, so our big tip is to claim the bed right away. Don't let anybody else get it from you. And the other thing I wanted to mention was with the air conditioning unit. The first day, it was actually awful.
Yeah.
And the same for our refrigerator. It wasn't getting cold in the refrigerator. The room wasn't cooling down at all. But then, like, randomly, it just started
Fixed
being
itself.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really been decent even for the amount of space in the room.
Yeah.
It's keeping the room cool, and the fridge is keeping all of the drinks really cold.
Yeah.
So we haven't had any problems there either.
I was surprised by that because I felt like the size of the room was going to make it incredibly difficult for a very, very standard cruise ship air conditioning unit to actually keep the room cool. But I think it feels great. The girls have mentioned that they're cold. So it's the perfect temperature for me, a little too cold for them. I'm grateful they left it down though, because we're in the Caribbean and it gets very, very warm out here. So overall though, I think I was actually impressed with that. I'm very, very surprised. I do also want to mention that I like the seclusion of our room, but it's kind of inconvenient if you need to get to the elevator
Yeah,
quickly.
that's true.
The elevator situation is a little bit of a problem, and I can see that if you have mobility issues, it
Yes.
might be a little bit of an
Yeah,
issue.
if you don't want a little bit of a trek to get to your room, if you'd rather be closer to an elevator, this is not the room for you because
Yeah.
we are on the very front of the ship. There's only one room that's further down the hall than us from the elevators. So just make sure that you kind of know what you're getting into as far as that goes.
And again, we're nitpicking here.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, like I thought the room was awesome. I will like actively seek out this room again in the future, even if it's just the two of us, because I think it did work out for us. I really, really do like it. So
Well, and that kind of leads into talking a little bit about the balcony, but just overall. So this room is actually the same as what's on the Sun Princess, the sister ship to this. You can take what we're saying for both ships. But I had actually heard when we booked this room that sometimes they close off the balcony to you
oh yeah,
if it's windy. We have not had that happen, and this morning it was very windy. It's been a little bit rainy, so you would think that if it was going to happen, it would have.
Yep.
And they've not closed off anything to us. We're still able to be outside and enjoy ourselves and not had any problems with the balcony. There's still tons and tons of space.
It's crazy, you guys.
And
With the videos that really don't do it justice.
no.
Yeah.
Like I think the only thing is because it was a little bit rainy, the whole balcony is covered, but part of the overhang actually is goes up above to where some of the windows are on like the Lido deck, and so some of that water has dripped down and gotten onto the balcony instead of dripping off into the ocean. So the floor has been a little bit wet every single morning, but it dries up by midday.
And it's so massive, like you can maneuver around the puddles and stuff. It's very, very strange, guys. I'm telling you, it's very weird. But I do really, really like it. I think it's actually really, really fun.
So, what do you guys think? Do you have any other questions about this really strange room that you want to know? Or have you stayed in a similar, custom one of a kind room on a ship? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go try them out.
Yeah. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more travel content from us, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. But for now, I'm Rachel.
And I'm David.
And we hope this video helped you find the right direction for your next adventure. Bye!